Okay, for this exercise or drill, what we need is a thick band tied around the bottom of something solid like a rack and some very light dumbbells. The idea with this exercise is to put your low back into flexion and try to limit how much extension can come from any part of the spine besides the thoracic spine. So we use a really heavy band to help us get into this deep, deep squat. This band is kind of pushing me, pulling me forward, so I can be super comfortable here in the low squat with my low back in flexion. So as I come down through here, you should see that low back start to kind of tuck underneath me, that pelvis kind of tuck underneath me. That's putting our low back into some flexion. Now, what I'm going to do from here is use some light dumbbells, but we actually do want to load them up a little bit to force ourselves to press straight overhead. What we need to do to get into that overhead position is create extension through this upper back. That's what we want to drive with this exercise. Now, we use fairly heavy dumbbells because if they're super light, then we can get away with holding them maybe up through here. Now, this is pretty uncomfortable because the dumbbell is heavy enough, and I'll be really fighting that. So to do higher reps, I'll need to get those dumbbells straight overhead, which means I'll need to use as much shoulder flexion as I have and thoracic spine extension. If I'm limited here, I'm going to be working really hard to create extension to keep that weight directly over my center of mass and not over in front here. Again, we're using this banded setup position here, which we can use in the kind of lower glute, or we can get it up a little bit higher into that low back. Again, whatever we feel comfortable being able to sit back with our low back in the deepest squat we can get into. Once we're there, again, same thing. Driving those dumbbells up overhead, making sure that, and to do that, we're getting extension without the help or the cheating of getting low back extension. Because in this flexed and rounded low back position, I can't get into lumbar extension. So I have to get that extension for my T-spine, which is what we're trying to work on in this exercise. Go ahead, give it a shot.